Hello everyone. Here's the Galactica. She is all white. I did a just basic white, and then I hit a little splatter mix with I think it's Tester's light aircraft gray, which is a color I used for the Falcon, and I misted it with that. Kind of toned it down a little more on the top because it was going a little heavy to try to get in these areas. So I just went with white and just missed some a little more white on top. And then did a clear coat to seal all that down. And then started doing some of these red striping up on the nose, up on this area. Got some touch-ups to do. Because I'm using craft acrylic, but really I'm just brushing it on, and these I have good areas to stop, and then I'll just scrape it, what overshoots, and that's what I was doing on the bottom. But I have a couple chips there that I want to fix, unless I decide to leave them kind of chippy to look like damage. But same on this side. Even got down on the launch bay pods. I think what I'm going to do to get the liquid vinyl, liquid mask out of the portholes is just take a drill. Since I colored them on the inside, I can just take a drill and just pop some of all that out to clean out those launch tunnels. But I kind of just didn't even mask. I'm just brushing those on there, and then I'm just scraping them clean. I'll just just scrape along this edge to clean up. So that was keeping me from having to mask, and then I'll just clean up these edges here to make them a little sharper. Like this side I haven't, like even on this lip needs to get cleaned up. Still got some more stripes to do. We got the ones that are back here to do. I think there's a red stripe that goes on these areas there. And then, of course, oh yeah, and then we got the ones that wrap around the bottom of the launch bay in the front and back. That I'm probably, this one here I probably don't have to. I can just, because I can use one of these channels as the width of the striping, because I think that's how it's done on the actual ship. But this one here we'll probably have to paint on. I can see it's that one there, but it's not big enough and defined enough, especially when it wraps around, so I'm going to have to do a little masking that way, even if it just gives me a guideline. Like I should probably follow that line, which, yeah, brings us, yeah. So you do kind of have a little bit here on the underneath, but on the sides is where it's going to get weird. In the top I have a guideline, but it's definitely the size that we got to pull across. I did some decaling. These old decals, boy. That one went on pretty good, but it gets a little bit of a bleed. But it's not bad. These were the tough ones, although this one finally settled down fine. This one here fought me even this morning. I come up and the G and the A is lifted up. It wasn't sticking down. And I still see some silvering, so I'm still going to want to hit it with a little. This side looks good. This one's tacked down nice. But, these are from 1978, so we'll see. And I don't know. And it also made this one get off track because it did that. But I don't know if there's any replacement decals for this. I could probably get a Mobius decal for it. And I also gotta be careful because it's trying to bleed this black now too. Let's see how it wanted to. It's wanting to lift that G again. But see, that needs to come down, and I don't think I can get that to come down. I'm gonna just be happy if it stays there. That's all. But now I had to re-wet it because I want to make sure there's no silvering underneath it. I'm trying to get this Q-tip to push any of those pockets out. it's got to be good and dry before I hit it with a clear coat. Then I'll feel better. Because the A started pulling apart, but I got it pieced together where it looks like it's kind of going up at an angle. It's not horrible, but yeah, now it's seating itself. It's not bad. It's just, I know. It's just a hair. But, so that's what we're doing on that. And then, here's the beginnings of the base. I got it with a white coat, filled that old stand. It used to have the little bar that used to come up. The little hook bar that used to go into the bottom of the ship. Filled that in with some tester's putty, and then took a paintbrush end and and to give it the crater-ish look like the rest of the base has. And then just hit it lightly with a white. I see some of the old gray coming through. The old silver is coming through, but that's okay. I kind of wanted that effect. And then I'm just going to want to hit this with a wash. And then hit it with a clear. And then I'm going to use, I think, pastels to give it the different shades of gray and stuff to it. To give it that lunar surface look. Well, hello and welcome back. Got all the red stripes on her. In the back here. Had to hand paint this one. It was a pain in the butt to try to get it square, but I did the best I could. There's no way to put like masking and get it to stay nice because of how tiny it gets up here in the point. So just did the best I could. But now we're at a point where we can put a wash on her. Even the ones in the back there. Having them wrapping around. So yeah, we can actually get to putting a wash on her, and then a couple little weathering things, and what else do I want to do to it? Oh, and then we got to put all the little fiber optics in for the windows, and then blast her with a matte clear. So she's pretty much ready, Freddy. The base, I could put her, move this, put you there. There we go. Base, I got the board with the black stain. And then I drilled a hole here because I hit a switch on the moon dome. And it kind of hides itself pretty good there. Just a little white, you push it in, and I'll probably have it on so it'll stay down low, and then when you want it off, I'll make it so it pops off. But it's at least a little white push button, so it kind of hides itself in there. Especially, like I said, I'm probably going to mostly have that on, and that's going to turn the floodlights on. Where do I have them? Here, here, and back here. There's one back there, and then I have the two up there. But I wanted those to be all, able to be turned off if you want it more Canon. But once in a while, I want to display the detail, because the bottom has a lot of nice detail. That way you can see it. So yeah, I just drilled a hole big enough for that button to pop through, and then super glued it quick. Use some quick set so it doesn't ooze or droop its way into the switch. It did stick a little bit. It did try to creep over there a little bit. But drilled the hole, then put some white in the hole that I drilled. Let that dry, quickly hit it with a little wash in the area, just to kind of make it blend in like a crater. And then put the button in, super glued it, and that's where we're at. But we're going to need to bring that power and everything up into this little dome. I thought about hiding it somewhere in the base, but I want the base to sit pretty black, except for the badge here from the photo etch from Paragraphics. So that is where we're at. I'm going to do a wash on this. I should probably get a lot of this done before I put it on the base. That way I don't get the base all nasty, but it's all ready to go to get her set on here. I mean, I guess I could always, I don't know if I fixed, I could probably epoxy this. Oh, you know what? That might be the way to do it. Put a little JB weld in here and then pull it up to where I want it. That way I don't get a mess up here. Well, it isn't going to matter too much because the dome's going to cover it. That's right. So that's what I'll do. But we'll just wanted to do a quick update of where it is. It's really much just getting a wash. I'm not going to do a lot of damage on it because she just dirtied up a little bit. On the show, it never really got massively damaged. I'll do a couple little, maybe a couple little things this way. I might just use, pastel chalks so they're real light and just touch and shadow and dirty up some areas, but it's mostly going to be a dirty wash. I don't know if I make a couple because I had a paint chip here trying to get a hole out. I might make that like a little bit of a black blast hit. I was like, I'll leave it alone. It actually works. Give the shampoo a little more damage. So I might make her look a little more beads than what they did on the TV show. She kind of looked the same all the time. But alright, there we are.